Alright, and we are live. Welcome back to another Hangout and Hobby. I'm Richard Siegler.
I'm John Lennon.
The all-seeing annihilator.
We are here for another Hangout and Hobby.
And once again, John is now working on some Black Templars characters.
I am.
Very excited to actually put them on the table, and he's done some conversions on Hellbricht and Grimaldus.
It is exactly accurate. I am excited to play with Black Templars. I think that they're really cool. They've got a lot of flavor for Space Marines. And I'm trying to do something different with Space Marines. I've been playing White Scars for a while. So it was time to get some of the named characters for the Black Templars ready. We have a Primaris-sized version of each of their named characters ready to go. And now I am painting them up. I just thought that the little manlet models were frankly too small for me to tolerate. I got them. I got fine cast versions of both of them. And I was just kind of like looking at them next to any other Marine, and it reached the point of being unacceptable.
And you had already converted Azrael.
I'd already converted Azrael because he had the same size problems.
Yeah.
But
even worse, honestly.
Honestly, even worse. Let's just for scale, we're gonna see if this shows up well. This is Grimaldus' body. I've removed some of the details. This is the old Grimaldus, and he is literally his shoulders are just solidly below a Necron warrior. Head and shoulders, this basic troop unit, easy to build, starter box Necron warrior, is just head and shoulders above Grimaldus. That's unacceptable, folks.
He's only a Space Marine chaplain,
I know, but he should be better than that. And he's a cool Space Marine chaplain.
He is cool.
He's got good rules, he's got good fluff, he's got a book. He's the hero of Hell's Reach, which means that he should be killing orcs. But we'll work on that later. Maybe next week. But yeah, I'm just ready to get some Black Templars on the table. And you know what? I want these Marines to be playable as every chapter, so might as well knock out the named characters. And Mr. Siegler, you're working on some Necrons?
I'm finishing up, just bringing the Necrons up to that consistent above tabletop standard, especially the basic infantry. So
absolutely. And is that perhaps in preparation for a game this weekend?
That is for this weekend?
This weekend. The Las Vegas Open.
I thought it was the following weekend.
Maybe I'm dumb.
I think it's the very end of this month? Yeah, I think so.
I guess it's alright in 2 weeks. Oof.
I think it's 2 weeks, John.
Alright, yes, it's coming up.
It is for the Las Vegas Open, where I am busting out the Necrons. Most people had put down Space Marine or Sisters list, and we wanted to be a bit different here. So I went with my favorite Crons, and Mark, Perry, and Nick are going to be playing the Demons.
Absolutely. So nice Slaanesh Demon element as well as these Necrons. And I'm very excited to see that.
Got a lot of friends in chat. Got Dead Souls.
What's up, 14 Dead Souls?
El Kukui, Adam Lane. How's it going, Adam? Good to see you.
Adam.
Punk Box is back. We got Matt James as well. Mr. Halo. John getting the chance to back up the Big Black Templars talk.
You know what? I do try to back up my talk, because as soon as I'm done putting the white coat on that, I'm going to be painting up some knights on this stream. I try to back up what I talk on the paint stream. You know what? And eventually, after 6 months of paint streams, more than 12 months of paint streams actually, Nick is finally doing Fateweaver this week. Can we just talk about that?
Are
you ready?
We have to actually see it on the table.
That's true. We haven't seen it on the table. He hasn't submitted a list, but Nick is claiming that we're getting Fateweaver this week. I, for one, have no idea what Fateweaver actually does, but I'm excited to find out.
Everything worse than a regular Lord of Change, except I think...
I thought he gave you a command point or let you use
I think it knows every spell in the Tzeentch discipline, which
is not the best thing ever. It's not the worst, but try to think of if you already have 15 casters on the table, I feel like that doesn't matter much.
Yep.
I guess if you really need Treason of Tzeentch.
Treason of Tzeentch.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's much better than Gaze of Fate.
What do we got here? Got Alex as well, says, feels like forever since I've sat and watched Hangout and Hobby. Yeah, we're glad that you're back and joining us once again. Grimaldus is also not a Master of Sanctity.
He isn't, which is awesome because he knows 2 chants. So you can take him and a Master of Sanctity for 4 chants total, which in any other chapter would require buying 3 characters. That sucks.
Is he a Master of Sanctity in the fluff?
No.
No, he's just a regular chaplain.
He's just a kind of badass chaplain. But yeah, he's just like a chaplain.
Hey, how do you think Siegler's Necrons match up into the Imperium soup John ran last weekend?
I'm assuming that's the Sisters and Guard version?
Yeah, I think that's...
Okay, that
You
was
didn't run
from the
any
War
other
Room?
soup.
Yeah. I think that Necrons are certainly going to be a challenging matchup. However, I think that I could beat them. I think I could beat them with that list. It's not a guarantee, not putting my life savings on the line, but I think that the matchup is relatively 50-50. And I would say if there's an advantage, I would give it to the Imperium, but it's a relatively close one. It also depends on the type of Necron list.
Yeah. Well, I think he means my Silent King build.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that's more favorable for you or less favorable than, say, like the Custom Dynasty, with the Wraiths and Scorpion Destroyers and Scarabs?
Oh, I think I could just kill the Scorpic list immediately. I think they're just it's just 3 wounded Necrons into flat 3 damage everywhere. I think I would just be fine.
So it's really just tons of one.
The Necron warriors are the annoying part because I don't have the single. This unit connects, and now the Necron warriors are all dead with no RP. Yep. So I have to. That's what gives me pause. Is that I can 100% kill 20 Necron warriors in a turn. It's just if the RP rolls are hot and the unit just grows in weird directions, it's possible that could be more annoying than I want. Yep. So that's why I'm not putting that at 100%. I think that list has the tools to handle the Silent King, though. I would say that much. But yeah, I think that'd be an interesting one. Starting off the fact that the Reanimator literally just dies instantaneously. Get that man off my table. There's a 0% chance that Reanimator
survives. John rolls double ones into the number of shots twice in a row.
Yes. John rolls 6 ones in a row and still averages the dead Reanimator.
Yeah, it has 0 defense.
Yeah, come on.
I just don't know what they were thinking when they actually wrote it out.
You know what? The stats make no sense at all. I will freely concede that point.
It's funny because the ability means you have to be in line of sight of the unit to benefit, so I feel like because they don't play on giant ruin boards typically, in their playtesting it must have just been out in the open. They're like, it doesn't really need any defense. I'm like, what's going on here? Hot takes. Dang, I'm impressed. Richard said my name correctly. Don't think any channel's gotten it correct yet.
Whose name did you get correctly? I want you to say it.
El Kukui.
Oh, okay. That is better than I would have gotten.
Hot takes on the Death Guard Codex. We actually just recorded a hot takes video, which I'm hoping is going to be up either tomorrow, certainly by Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And that is mostly Nick breaking down his thoughts because he's been
really going deep on Death Guard.
Taking a very deep dive on the Death Guard.
He's
very excited.
Take this opportunity to flex on Nick a little bit?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
All right, we won't talk about that then.
But this week we are going to have not 1, but 2 games with Death Guard,
yep.
And they're both into Marines.
Where Nick's going to flex on me.
And wait. Me.
And you.
Worse on me.
You'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
It's not going to be fun for any of us.
No, John and I are going to be running for our lives and trying to score points.
Yeah, this whole you don't get any charge bonuses, and I'm like, well, great.
Well, I guess I don't get +1 attack for Shock Assault or +1 attack for Savage Echoes.
You also don't get +1 to wound.
Nope.
I don't get my +1 damage. I'm just like, I clearly need more eliminators. I don't know what else to say.
Alright, 9 eliminators.
This guy sucks. Yeah. Nick's there's a lot of cool tech in Death Guards. They're low model count and they're slow, but they are really good at messing with Marines. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to play this one out a couple times. Without putting it physically on the table, I am not thrilled about this game. But you know what? It's a good test. I guess the White Scars have to lose eventually, so I'll just run them into a direct hard counter and see what happens. I've done it before and come out alright, so we're going to give it a try.
So I am going to be playing the Blood Angels into the brand new Death Guard on Tuesday, and then John is going to be playing in the War Room on Thursday.
Yeah,
with the White Scars.
It's going to be super fun.
So John will get to
Tuesday and Thursday, new games with Death Guard, and that's going to be real exciting.
Any immediate changes you're thinking about making to
the
White Scars?
Honestly, just with the existence of Death Guard, I'm probably dropping an Inceptor squad. And I'll go from 2x5 to 1x6. then my thought process is I'll probably add 1 unit of multi-melt attack bikes. It's not just about Death Guard here. It's also about Dreadnoughts, where the army really doesn't have answers to Dreadnoughts.
Just because that -1 damage?
Yeah, -1 damage is just super annoying. Like when Nick played the Redemptors into me, because he wrote that as a White Scar counter, admittedly the Redemptors were annoying and I didn't kill them at any point.
Yeah, or even try.
I didn't try. No, yeah, sure, if I brick the whole army into it, do I kill a Redemptor? Absolutely. But I would love to kill a Redemptor without having to commit like way more resources than I actually want to.
Yeah.
You know, because like I have to shoot like a whole plasma squad into a Redemptor and then have another charge unit ready to finish the job. Just in case the Inceptors don't get it done.
Yeah.
That's way too much to commit to like 180-point Dreadnought.
Yeah.
But multi-melt attack bikes are a great little ship unit to just roll dice at them. So I think that's what we're going to try.
Starting to paint my Grey Knights. What contrast first before Lead Belcher and a slight blue wash over the top? Yeah, you can either go with the watered down Null Oil or the watered down Drakenhof Nightshade to get that effect on the Grey Knights.
Oh, that sounds really good.
I actually prefer the Nightshade.
Mm-hmm.
I think it stands out a bit more.
That makes sense. All right, well, we just
it makes like a sort of a shimmer effect on the armor.
Yeah. Just finished dry brushing the white on my Black Templar characters, which means we can proceed into Armigers.
Fateweaver making an appearance and Black Templar seeing the table really is the apocalypse. It's happening.
No kidding. You know what? We've been talking about both of these armies up for a while, and I think if I can get Black Templars on the table, Nick has no excuse not to get Fateweaver.
Yep, the Foul Blightspawn is a menace to deal with.
Yeah.
There's really no easy. You just can't charge in there.
This is very simple. I'm just not doing it.
So it's going to be a lot of engage in all fronts, trying to pull the Death Guard army apart.
Yeah, I don't think they can screen out Scramblers for 5 turns in a row.
No.
So we're just gonna
obsecking the objectives as much as possible. Yep. So it's not really a killing game anymore. So you can scale back the killing a little bit, but you're still playing into other armies besides Death Guard. So you're not going to fundamentally change what Marines do.
No. Yep.
Which army would fare better versus Mortarion, White Scars, or Ultramarines?
Ultramarines, 100%. Oh, the Seal of Oath is really good into a stupidly big model like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also, in the list that you're trying to run with multiple Plasma Redemptors, the Plasma Omega Sigarans.
There's a lot of not flat damage too.
Gilliman when he gets in there.
Gilliman with the Seal of Oath alone is going to do a number.
Yep.
On that guy.
Yeah, no guarantee that Mortarion actually kills Gilliman in return.
No, it's
because there's no crazy Death of the False Emperors all over the place.
God, yeah, it's a lot.
So, Mortarion has a go ahead and make 15 saves from the Scythe, and you're like, what?
Yeah, surprise.
What up, Chapter Master John and Siegs?
Yo,
1 month sub badge as well from Gundam.
Woo, thank you so much, Gundam.
John, do you think your Guard and Sisters list can contend with Death Guard? Damage 2 everywhere sucks when going against the -1 damage. So speaking of those mortifiers and the Repentia, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, because Repentia, especially, no rerolls and -1 damage. It's like.
No, I still think I can contend with Death Guard.
But do you change any of that up?
Honestly, no.
No? You just roll with it?
Retributors are literal god tier.
Your list is 1 Retributor unit.
Yeah, but like Death Guard don't have guns.
I think the Terminators and some, the Storm. Picking a couple off actually is a big deal.
Picking a couple off is a big deal.
But maybe you go to the
it would be annoying. I honestly want to play it before I actually think I'm going to change anything. Yes, there's a lot of damage to in the list, but I really need to see what kind of list Death Guard are actually looking like, because they can end up very low model count, kind of like Custodes. And if that's the case, I feel like just spreading out is going to work really well into them, because they're not that shooty and they're not that fast. And if I can eliminate a couple of their shooting elements, again, Manticores with Vengeance for Cadia are monsters, straight up monsters. If I'm trying to kill something like these Death Guard vehicles, so I would feel okay, only because I have so many more units than the Death Guard do.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the 60 Poxwalkers is going to start to be pretty standard though.
Yeah.
After a little bit of time.
Yeah, 60 Poxwalkers.
Because they operate very similar to Necron Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
That ability to bring some back up.
Yeah, that one CP.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, between that and Mortarion, it's like, this is like Necrons.
But the Necrons, where the Silent King has 18 wounds instead of 16.
Yeah.
Which he's harder to kill than the Silent King if you ever theoretically attack him. I don't know. It's not going to be easy, but I'm just a lot. I need to see what a Death Guard list actually looks like after playtesting. It's like, the very initial lists that we're seeing are like Poxwalker Bricks, Mortarion, and Death Shroud Terminators. And I think that those are really good, but once you do that, there's not that many points left.
Yeah.
Like you can get I think Nick wanted to have four vehicles in there as well, which does fit, but then it's basically just characters at that point, and you've got 3 Terminator squads, troops, Mortarion, 9 Terminators, and 4 vehicles with all the characters. I'm okay with that. Like, just because that's not taking up a lot of real estate, I'd like to think I can spread out, shoot him from all angles, and he won't be able to respond to all of it, which means I'm actually going to get to shoot multiple turns. Because it is going to take that. I'm not...
Yeah.
Like, this list is designed for gross damage output, but it's still not knocking out, Death Guard in one turn. That's just...
I mean, we saw it against just -1 to hit.
Yeah, that was annoying. It took a while.
That doesn't
I
have
got there, but it took a while.
Yeah, it didn't have -1 damage or T8 or anything like that. Oh, yeah. There was some T8, but...
There's a lot of T8.
Not a chaos expert. Can you still hit Mortarion with Warp Time?
Yep.
He has the Heretic Custodes faction keyword.
You sure can, folks. And trust me, we are not amused about it either. But yep, that's a thing you can do still.
Are Death Guard a real problem now, then? No, I think they're just going to fundamentally reshape how people build their lists.
Yeah, you have to build with respect to the fact that you totally might play into Death Guard. I think that most armies can still have some play into Death Guard, again, depending on what archetype list comes out. And you know what? We haven't really put it on the table yet, so there's a lot of strong stuff.
Yep.
But I don't think that they're going to reach a pre-nerf Iron Hands level.
Yeah.
It's just people are going to have to change their list and respect the fact that they might play Death Guard, and if they don't, they're going to get rolled. Like, if I just brought my old school White Scar list and, just literally pretended the new Death Guard release hadn't come out and be just like, yeah, I'll just beat it when I play it. And then I play into them on the wrong mission, I could just get rolled straight over.
Yeah.
Because the list is made of rerolls and damage too, and none of it works. None of it works.
Yeah, I think especially armies that are relying on mostly melee, they're going to have to rethink that, because you really just can't throw yourself into a Death Guard.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, losing the efficiency of rerolls as well as charge bonuses, and not being able to count as fighting first or charging is a huge deal.
Oh, that's really, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. It's going to be a challenge, no doubt about it.
I'm not looking forward to playing Blood Angels into it.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to playing White Scars into it either. I'm a little jealous, though, that you get the first game, because I think Nick's going to adapt to whatever you play.
You get to adapt your list, too.
That's true. This does go both ways.
It does cut both ways. I wish Death Guard had less tripe hanging out. Some of the models look a bit cringe with a lot of guts hanging out. And
I'm not a big fan of the Death Guard aesthetic personally, but I know a lot of people who are. Yeah. So I won't say it's, good or bad, it's just not for everyone.
Yeah.
But then again, some people don't like the Gene Circle aesthetic. They're wrong, of course, but, there's some people have opinions.
Yeah, or orcs.
I don't actually like orcs that much.
Yeah. Tome of the Ectolades has a chance to give Morty some issues for Death Watch.
So just one turn of everything rerolls doing it against Morty?
Yep.
Add some mandatory relic.
Yep, and then you pop the... you can pop the... Well, it depends on how close you get, but since Death Watch is still mostly a shooting army, you should be fine there. It's just there's a lot of 2 damage.
Yeah.
Because you're not really spamming regular bolt guns, and even if you did, the +1 damage wouldn't help.
No. Well, I mean, you can do the +1... Isn't there +1 to wound, or like a wound on 2s or something similar?
Yeah, there's a +1 to wound.
Okay, so that would definitely be the take against Death Guard.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah, you might as well be just damage 1 +1 to wound against all that. It seems much better.
Yeah. Still not guaranteed, though, because it's just like the Silent King. You put your army into him, 1 turn, he survives. Well, I just wasted an entire turn of damage, and...
I'm probably about to get hit by him.
I'm going to suffer.
Yeah, that's...
this turn.
Yeah, you don't want to just go all for Morty and hope it works out, unless you really are confident.
He's only 1 model, though.
He's only 1 model, he moves
bit,
12 inches. And I think they need to be pure Death Guard to use their contagions. right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the contagions are really good. Like
That's where a lot of power is.
I think you're giving up way too much if you don't have contagions. As good as Warp Time is, if you want to use Mortarion as a missile, there will probably be some play there. I don't think you do anything else from Death Guard at that point. Because the contagions feel like the real strength. Because the contagions is how you get to a lot of the buffs, like the no rerolls.
Yep.
Is a contagion.
-1 toughness is just brutal.
Yep. Like, really, really good. So we'll see how Death Guard lists develop. I think it's going to take a little bit for us to, and not just us, for the meta to really discover Death Guard and get to a best build. Because they've got some good options, but like man, there's a lot of depth to the army, so I'm not really sure what.
Just the plague companies alone add a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
John, question for you.
Ooh.
Thinking of dropping 1 to 2 exorcists back into my sister's list for high damage shooting that is hard to kill and can't while we stand we fight. Is that an overreaction?
I think 1 exorcist is okay. Depending on how you structure while we stand we fights, I think 1 is alright. We actually, Nick and I actually talked about this in a sister's clinic in the Art of War room last week. But I don't think 2 is necessary because you've just spent so many points into it. And realistically, you're not playing Death Guard 5 times in a row. And I think Exorcists are not that great into most armies. They're not terrible at any point, but they're just a little inefficient, in my opinion, compared to something like Retributor Squad. So I would much rather have those options instead. We shall see.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. What's a good way to get ranged firepower on Marines without the vehicles, in your opinion?
Long range firepower on Marines without vehicles. Woof. That really depends on what chapter you're doing. Ultramarines can use suppressors very well, I think.
Yeah. Stationary is very nice.
Dark Angels have Landspeeder Talonmasters, which are still vehicles. Marines don't really do infantry with long range. Like, literally, your choice is Devastator Squad or suppressors. And I don't think either of those are very good in most chapters. And you have to be very specific to actually want to take those, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, really what chapter depends on it, but frankly, vehicles are probably still an answer. Yeah. You can go core vehicles, like with Redemptor Dreadnoughts, which are vehicles, but they're core so that they don't maybe take most of the normal downsides. The Contemptor Dreadnought from Forge World, again, really good, has core. Another great choice.
Or the Sicaran Omegas.
Sicaran Omegas, not core, works in Ultramarines, wouldn't take it anywhere else, frankly. But really good in Ultramarines. Those would be kind of my immediate impressions. Did they specify what a chapter?
I'll look in and see.
Of course.
How do you think your White Scars do against the new Death Guard and Morty?
Killing them absolutely sucks. So I need to play the game. I think I can win a game purely on the basis of not killing someone. Just by the fact that my White Scars list is really good at playing the missions, and I can do all-out pushes once or twice a game where I just way overcommit into a small amount of the army to make sure that I kill it. Mm-hmm. And that's probably okay, as long as those small pushes are shaping objectives. But that's about it. It really relies on me being faster than them and outplaying them on the mission while weathering their shooting. So shooting is not terrifying, even though it is certainly not bad. That would really just be my game plan.
Do you think Morty will be a long-term meta for Death Guard, or will the Plagueburst Crawlers with indirect fire and a lot of Terminators, Poxwalkers be more interesting in a tournament?
I think he'll be that Morty's really good.
I think he'll be exactly like the Silent King, where there's going to be a particular archetype you build around that gets the most out of Mortarion, or otherwise you just go for more stuff all over the board.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But my first impression is Mortarion is just like the Silent King. So, and we've seen, I've tried.
Silent King has done relatively well, so.
Yeah. Some people are naysayers just because of how expensive he is, and Morty certainly is very expensive. Mm-hmm. But he is powerful. He does everything. Yes. He's an ultimate toolbox.
Mortarion has so many tools.
Yep.
I genuinely cannot wait to see what an updated Ultramarine supplement does for Gulliman. I don't know when we're getting updated Ultramarine supplement. Probably next year.
I would hope not.
Not in this year would be my hope. I would hope not in this year. because I think we've gotten plenty of Space Marines recently. Like, I'm good with the current supplements.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Black Templar supplement and a Grey Knight Codex over the course of this calendar year. Like, 2 more Marine book. You know, we've got Dark Angels probably in March. Maybe do Grey Knights. Well, actually, I'd rather see Black Templars first. Maybe do Black Templars in like June, July. Grey Knights in like October, November. And that's it for Marines this year, and we're good. I think everyone could stomach a Marine book every 3. Like a Marine supplement every 3 or 4 months.
6 supplements back to back. And
yeah, no, that sucked. That part was bad.
Let's just hold off on Marines. Let's get some Xenos love.
Ha, Xenos love. I don't even know what that is.
The mythical Xenos.
Yes, the theoretical Tyranid.
I'm just glad they did Necrons early and did them well.
Yeah, Necrons were great. And honestly, the depth that they're putting into all of the 9th edition releases, as well as Sisters of Battle, who are a pseudo 9th edition army, just has me super excited about anyone who gets an army, a codex. Like, at this point, I'm just assuming Dark Eldar are going to be fantastic and flavorful, because everything for 9th edition, everything starting with Sisters has been.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of like the last mediocre codex they did. Honestly, it was probably Genestealer Cult. And Genestealer Cult had a lot of strengths, they just got FAQ'd out of existence.
Or they were stuck in that...
they were stuck in the mostly
Vigilist.
stuck in the Vigilist book. It's like, hi kids, do you want fight on death and +1 to wound? What if we said match, like, narrative, play only? Oh no. Yeah, literally that the same time they, like, raised the points cost. Gosh darn it.
No rerolls on Mortarion. Thought, is there any more? You could go for the half movement. But I personally think the reroll one is better.
I think the rerolls are better. It's hard either way.
They're both good, for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, woof. Yeah, no, just having a no reroll aura and a -1 to hit is just so strong.
I mean, almost every single army is based around rerolls right now. And
Yeah,
a lot of the
it's
Marine
such
units
a good way to get efficiency.
Yeah, a lot of the Marine units are, I just send this unit in, it has max efficiency without characters nearby. Oops.
Yeah, and it's a 9-inch aura of no rerolls.
Yeah, so on a base like the size of Mortarion, you're just not getting around.
And that is a big deal with, the Seal of Oath for Ultramarines, which we were just talking about. If Mortarion has what we just described, the no reroll aura, then I cannot just Seal of Oath and charge Goleman into Mortarion. That's just going to be really bad for me.
Yeah.
We did it. We got 30 R's. Primed, ready to be washed. Right, Siegs?
Nick is back. He is supposedly playing Fatesweaver this week.
He's not supposedly. He is.
He is?
Right.
We've got to see the list. We got to see the list. We got excited last time.
Priming 30 more R's so we can get 60 R's and Fatesweaver on the channel. It's an Zinch incursion.
Can't wait for Tau.
A Zinch incursion.
Are you excited to play against Tau?
No.
It's been so long, Nick.
That can't be long enough.
Are you ready to play against the Talmor again?
No. Are you bringing that time? I'm going to freeze in the Zinch.
He's not a character.
I don't care.
Nick's going to try. He'll have perils.
What does it? So tell us, Nick, because frankly we haven't never seen Fate Weaver on the table. What does Fate Weaver do? Like what?
He's
what
like a Lord of Change that doesn't have a good Warlord trait, and
he knows all the
doesn't
powers.
have relics. He knows all of the powers. He also doesn't get an Exalted reward, so he's a Lord of Change that isn't -1 damage, doesn't have a 3-up invul, doesn't randomly get a buff. But he knows all the powers. And if he's your Warlord, keep in mind he's got a really bad Warlord trait, get D3 more command points.
Alright, D3 more. Alright.
Okay, so
what's
is Fate Weaver going to be your
Warlord
Warlord?
Probably. I mean, I'm not really taking a Warlord that does stuff, so might as well just get D3 CP out of it.
How long do you think it takes the Talmor to kill him?
He's not dying. He's just not.
One turn?
He's 16
Two?
wounds. There's a wall. He'll sit
He has a
behind.
3-up invul?
No.
He's
a 4-up.
Alright.
It's a relic that gets you to a 4.
Okay.
Not to a 3.
So I should kill him in combat then.
You should kill him in combat.
Okay.
Favor's good at combat now.
So what is Fate Weaver's Warlord trait?
I don't remember. It's bad.
Alright. Nick will be painting these horrors on the stream pretty soon. I'm just finishing up the wash on one of these armigers so that we can get knights on the stream for you, which I am super excited for.
I haven't built this list yet, but the concept on this list is pretty cool. It's all these split tricks and stuff like that. Big fan of split tricks. I played 2 games with TJ's list, and that was the biggest thing I took away. The split is actually really good.
You want to see Necrons into Death Guard? Well, I'm sure we'll be playing that in the War Room this month.
Oh yeah,
Guaranteed that's coming at some point soon.
that's gonna be a game.
TJ talking about dropping a few units and having Magnus Morty Monster Mash again.
Why?
I mean, I don't hate it. Like Morty's basically unkillable, so
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just take more. Like it's not.
I guess his plan is...
It's a very all-in kind of list, and I'm trying to make something a bit more balanced with my approach to Death Guard, but it's got a lot of raw power right there.
Yeah, Magnus and Morty combined is
Nick is a big fan of seeing Magnus Morty on the other side of the table.
No, I'm not. I've only lost to it once. I played it like 4,000 times. Once is enough to taint me.
My crazy hot take is that a pure Death Guard list might be better off without Morty, whilst Mortarion comes into his own in Soupless.
You know, there definitely is. Like, the Death Guard have been out for 4.5 seconds. They're actually not even out yet. So, definitely the Death Guard list has not been discovered. As hard as I try, I can promise you that.
I think it'll be just like the Necrons, where it just takes some actual playing it on the table a few times.
Yeah, definitely.
The different matchups, and then...
Yeah. And then refine.
Yep.
Definitely. So, like, Morty's really good. He's, like, obviously really good, so that's why everyone's kind of hyping him up right now. Also, he's Mortarion. But he's 500 points. Like, what does 500 points of opportunity cost look like in an army we know nothing about? So, not only that, but you have to build around Morty. So, if I'm not building around Morty... because I'm not taking him, I get 500 points back, plus how many points I build towards supporting Morty. So it's really truly a different army if you take Mortarion or not.
100% agree. It really seems Necron-esque at that point.
Richard had mentioned prior to the book dropping, do you still feel the same, Mr. Siegler? What had I mentioned a lot? I think the word is missing there that I mentioned, but...
Let us know.
I'm not sure what... I did say that this would be meta shaping, so I still agree with that.
You're halfway behind on this thing. You gotta scroll, my man.
Well, I answer every question, Nick. That's why the people love me.
I answer every question, and I get it done 20 times faster.
You can take the seat if you want.
But see,
I gotta watch the horse.
This is literally the first model Nick's painting in a month.
This is the first model I'm painting in 2021. That's for sure.
Alright, I'll you, Nick.
First 30 of them. Get the...
You guys have missed the classic Nick washes.
You guys have missed it. I got these primed to white ready to roll. You know step 1 is wash. Where's my paint palette?
Step 2 also happens to be wash. It's right there.
No. Where's the paint palette?
You cleaned up the paint room. We have no idea. It's not in there. We checked. John and I think you actually lost it.
I didn't lose the paint palette during this move. I will throw everything out and find it. Starting with the stream PC.
Which is also Nick's laptop. We should start there. Alright, come on.
Yeah, alright, come on. You know, actually the wet palette's probably better for washing anyway.
Right, it is.
How do you use this thing?
It's...
John is like, use this thing.
Well, there's should be extra sheets below here for you to use.
Better be some extra sheets. Oh, my hand is white. Why is my hand white? Oh, I've already got paint on myself.
Right, but there's a fresh sheet for you.
We're down to 3 sheets. John's used all my sheets.
You can get more.
They sell more?
Yeah, Army Painter's a wonderful sponsor.
They are. They are a wonderful sponsor. What do I do with this? I lose that?
Yeah, just throw it out. I'll take it from you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alright.
What else we got? Seen a lot of Marine armies trying to take down Morty. Haven't seen him die yet. Looking forward to your battle reports. Yeah, on Tuesday I'm definitely not going to try and kill Mortarion.
Lost the paint palette. Checked. It's right there. Immediately. First drawer of the paint drawer. Unbelievable.
Nick actually checked.
Siegs actually just lied to me. That's what you witnessed. We checked everywhere. We checked once.
No, I didn't check at all. John was trying. John wanted to see if you'll actually try.
Elemental Bolt or Wizard's Orb? That's the question. Where are all my paint brushes?
They're in the back there.
They're in the back.
Yeah, they're right there.
Ah.
Nick is the type of person never to open a drawer fully. So if there's anything in the bag, it might as well not exist.
Where are the forks?
Busting out my 10 death marks. Honestly, I'm not as worried about the auras with Necrons. And death marks aren't going to help against Mortarion for sure. So I don't think I'll be going back to death marks, but certainly worth a try.
Alright, this is a lot of horrors.
Especially because they lost 5 of Phenol Pain. So death marks are actually quite a bit better now.
I need to order a bunch of 32 mil bases for these horrors too. That's annoying.
You might have some randomly just all over the place. Remember you have your...
I think my sisters ate them all.
This is true. Yeah, you went from a full box of bases to this is empty.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Really fast. Mark also took quite a few of that. But that's okay.
Alright. That doesn't look like Morty you're painting. Morty is already fully painted.
Morty is fully painted. What a guy. What a guy.
Mark painted him, right?
Yeah.
Mark did a great job. That's probably Mark's best painted model.
I like his Lord Change a lot, too.
Lord Change is quite good, too.
Yeah.
He does a great job on the big monsters.
Yeah. This Wizard's Orb is not feeling it today.
No.
Not because it hasn't been used in who knows how long. But we're going to use it today. We're going to have some Sons of Colgate horrors, I'm feeling. Because I had 2 squads of horrors. One's going to be pink and one's going to be turquoise. I couldn't make it blue because obviously blue horrors are, I didn't want to make it purple because that's too close to pink. And I don't really know how many horror colors there are. So we're going to do teal.
What would Fateweaver do?
Fateweaver would do this.
Did I miss any of your thoughts on the new Death Guard? If you want to see our full thoughts, we are actually releasing a video of our hot takes on the Death Guard book. Nick and I sat down the other day and just broke down some of the best rules and kind of where we see Death Guard fitting into the meta. And this week we're also having 2 stream matches with Death Guard. First on Tuesday against my Blood Angels, and then on Thursday against Mr. John Lennon's White Scars. So,
and a Death Guard clinic in the War Room, and I will likely be writing an article for the website for Death Guard, doing codex review. So we got all your Death Guard hot takes. We got all your Death Guard cold takes. We got all your Death Guard take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We also got John Lennon here, who lied to me about this paint palette. No, Siegs lied to me.
What's the John?
You are a collective entity. Siegs' faults are yours as well.
Oh no.
don't worry, John, I have very few.
It's a conspiracy. Conspiracy means the fault of one.
I was
It's the
seeing
fault
if Nick
of
would
all.
actually check for the paint palette. He eventually did.
Eventually, it did within 30 seconds.
He was desperate.
The hell yeah, I'm desperate. This paint palette's important. This is iconic. This is more important than everything else in Art of War. This is like the flamingo. The 2 go hand in hand, the paint palette and the flamingo. Greg Gonzalez is tipping $5. Gundam's tipping $5. We're super chatting up here, and Siegs is painting Necrons.
I'm also listening to you talk about your paint palette. I love the Death Guard and played them consistently since 5th edition. Mortarion seems really strong. Your thoughts on his survivability from Greg Gonzalez. Thank you so much for $5 super chat. What do you think? Is Morty in every one of your lists for now?
He's in
And
the
what's
first
his-
initial concepts because I want to really try him. I haven't really gotten to explore Morty, and I think he's worth at least giving an honest shake. He's very strong. Easy 500 points, and building around him strong remains to be seen. But I think he's super good. I don't think every Death Guard needs to start with Mortarion, though. There's probably a variety that don't. I also think Death Guard make great allies to an overall Chaos soup list. Just having a 12-inch aura of Foul Blightspawn and a relic of no fallback on a 2+. That opens a lot of doors for a lot of different Chaos lists. So, big fan of just Death Guard as a support piece as well as a standalone army.
How about Morty's survivability? Do you think?
He's not unkillable, and that's what gets me, because unlike the Silent King, when he does actually face threats like multi-melta retributors, that, -1 damage doesn't do that much when you're getting hit by damage 8. Feel Pain and 4. Binvils are great, but they can also just fail. So there are things that in the meta that can kill Morty, although he's really great versus like Space Marine armies who are spamming damage 2 and rerolls, and he doesn't care about any of that. So it's very niche, the stuff that kills him, much like the Silent King. The problem with Morty, though, is that he's 18 wounds. So when you do run into one of those things that can actually hurt him, what do you do? Do you just lose him? Do you hope he rolls some 4s? I'm not sure. And that might be, at least for me, a bridge too far, because I don't like having my 500-point models killed because I got a bad matchup or a bad terrain board. Because Morty's also enormous. He's not hiding those wings anywhere.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Obscuring is a big deal.
Yeah, being able to fall back on at least I can hide behind a ruin to stay alive is huge for the Silent King that Mortarion cannot benefit from. So we'll see. We'll see. As the meta weans and waves, I'm sure it'll become more apparent. Like right now, sisters are prominent enough that I do have to have a specific plan to deal with them. I don't know what that plan looks like because Mortarion's kind of going to die to multi-melta retributors.
This must be a little inside joke between you and Gundam, but $5 from Gundam, thank you so much. How did chess get so big without DLC or FAQs? And Nick himself is a big chess fan.
It's true. I do like chess. I don't know. These are the questions. No, the rules don't change in 1,000 years, 10,000 years. I don't even know how old is chess. But also, queens are broken.
Queens are broken.
Queens are broken.
It needs to be a queen nerf.
Kings need a buff. They're the most important piece in your army, and they don't do anything. They're like crappy pawns. They're like pawns that give you lost condition.
How would you change the king, Nick?
he needs to move like the queen. He needs, think about how dynamic that game of chess would be. Like, the target doesn't just kind of stand still, and you have to defend the target. The target moves all over the table. That's super cool. Be very dynamic. That'd be a great patch update. I'd love to see Magnus Carlsen deal with that.
Well, he would have his own king. That's the beauty of having the same exact army. He'd have his own flying king.
Well, I'm just saying. We're constantly adapting our tactics. He's just,
if you
refining.
In that situation, you blunder your queen. Now there's basically 1 against 2 queens, and you can't really sacrifice your
Don't
king.
blunder your queen. Who the hell's blundering their queens?
This guy.
I don't blunder nothing. I'm a chess savant.
You've been blundering queens since many, many years.
These hearts are gonna, they're looking ghostly. I like it. You liking these horror Siegs?
I mean, no.
Oh.
No, honestly, no.
Alright, Siegs is not
feeling it.
Not feeling it. I'm feeling it.
I'm not feeling the thick wash.
The thick wash is step 1. There's many steps.
How do Necron? Another super chat from Bugmana. $45 from DKK, which I'm not sure what currency that is, but we appreciate it anyway. How do Necrons deal with the new Death Guard? So it depends on what you're running for Necrons. I think the build that I'm running is quite a bit better into Death Guard than the mostly 2 damage kind of spamming Wraiths and Scorpec Destroyers that most of the custom Dynasty OBSEC and a lot of this expansionist armies typically build around. I think that army got hit quite a bit harder by Death Guard, kind of like Marines, because it was essentially a Marine army that was durable in different ways. My list is just almost entirely 1 damage, except for the Silent King having some multi-damage. So don't really care too much about the -1 damage. And I also have crazy volume of fire. I have just as many OBSEC bodies as Death Guard will, if they run a bunch of Poxwalkers. And mine are quite a bit tougher. Death Guard don't have a unit that's just going to instantly pick up 20 warriors.
10 Blightlords might. I'm not sure.
What buffs can you put on them?
I don't really know.
Okay.
I mean...
But it's 40 shots?
It starts at 40 shots. You can then replace some weapons with flails while reduce your number of shots.
Okay. But so max shooting, 40 shots we're talking?
Max shooting would be 40 shots.
Can you get them to hit on 2s or just the full rerolls to Morty?
You can Prescience them.
Prescience.
Full rerolls to hit if you'd like. You can Vets for 2 CP, but it's 2 CP now.
And you have to be an allied detachment.
You can get them rerolls to wound. They're probably just going to have rerolls to wound. They are going to...
Is Vets built into Death Guard? Or
Vets is built into Death Guard. It's just 2 CP. You can actually... It's got a different name also now, so... I think it's called Infernal Hatred. So you could technically, as long as it exists, use Veterans Longer on 1 unit and Eternal Hatred on another to get 2 different units plus 1 wound in the face. Now, I don't think Death Guard are really going to be built around this stuff, but there are options. And like I said, we are in the phase of exploring all of our options here.
Sure.
Someone just did $45, and we need to talk about that.
That's what I just did.
Oh,
excellent. The currency's DKK, which I'm not sure about, but I'll look it up after. But really appreciate your super chat. And
Dread Knight,
I think, once again, Necrons are in a great place, but we are going to play that matchup in the War Room probably next week.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on the comp AdMech board yesterday trying to explain how they are great at screening, even versus fly and warp time. Did not get through to them.
How Death Guard are great at screening? How Necrons are great at screening?
No, I think how AdMech are with the ponies.
With the ponies. Yeah, because AdMech are amazing at screening. AdMechs have some of the best screens in the game. I was going to say Death Guard don't really have screens. They have Poxwalkers and Cultists, but their plan is to just get hit and survive it.
How does Death Guard Morty turn off the bonuses on the charge?
He doesn't. The Foul Blightspawn does. So the Foul Blightspawn is a combo trick you take. It's it has a 3-inch aura. If you charge into it, you count as not charging.
No, I think it's just to pick a unit within 3.
Oh, it might be picking. Yeah. It might be just like the Judicar. But that's not the reason he's good. That is quite a nerf, much like the Judicar got nerfed. The reason he's good is because there's a relic that only he can take, which gives you a 6-inch aura, and it is an aura ability. The relic provides you an ability aura. So it's a 6-inch aura where you don't count as charging, and you don't benefit from any of your charge bonus rules, such as Shock Assault, or Blood Angels in the first round of combat getting +1 to wound, or +1 attack and assault doctrine, White Scars with their extra damage. So it turns off all of that, which is really, really good. Then you spend 1 CP if you want to go the extra mile, make him a ferryman Plague Company Legion. And the Ferryman's stratagem is pick an aura ability your army has until your next command phase. It doubles, or adds 6 inches to the range of it. So it's a 12-inch aura of no charge bonuses and fight as if you didn't charge. Which basically means you fight first with your Mortarion or your Death Shrouds or whatever, if someone were to charge you. And they don't get any cool bonus rules, which is really nice. Because
it's just brutal.
Like, it's not just, Shock Assault, but things like Repentia that are Bloody Rose, they also benefit from +1 attack in the first round of combat. The entire Space Marine lineup does. But there's a lot of rules out there that are charge-oriented, which is great.
Yeah, that's one of the best tech pieces I think Death Guard have.
Yeah, and that tech piece is so strong, it doesn't have to be Death Guard specific. You could thrust that into a Slaanesh demon army, and they're like, oh, look at this.
Do you have to be pure to access the relics in?
You might. I haven't actually looked at the relic rules
because Necron's got rules like that.
I know Space Marines also got. They didn't get rules like that. Space Marines have the rules. Your Warlord must come from Space Marines to access their specific relics. I'm not sure.
Necron's got some anti-souping.
Necrons can't
rules.
soup.
What's souping between dynasties?
Oh, and maybe.
Yeah, you can't take mixed dynasties to access certain things.
Perhaps. I'll have to look into that.
So that's a new thing that they're doing with 9th.
Yeah, they're really trying to encourage you to stick mono and not just soup it up like you did in the very beginning of 8th. Which I like. I like the option of soup for people who do want to take whatever they want to take. But, give real incentivization to not soup it up. Let Death Guard be Death Guard.
What about spamming Plague Burst Crawlers, Nick? You think we'll still see 3 of them?
You might. They're 165. They got a nice couple strats to help them out, depending on which legions you take as well. What is it called? Poxmongers. They actually do a lot for Plague Burst Crawlers, and just generic Death Guard did get a Plague Burst Crawler strat. 165 is good. Cheap price point for that tank. Not cheap, but for a tank as tough as it is, that shoots as hard as it does with short range, I think it's a perfectly fine price, because it's also a board control element in your Death Guard army. I don't think they're going to be an auto take, especially running with Mortarion plus 3 of them. That's like 1,000 points of your army and 4 models. So you got to be a bit careful about that. But they're good. They'll definitely be good. I know. My first initial list that I'm going to try has 2 of them to start out. What are you going to say?
30 hearts straight from the oven.
Straight from the oven. There is no bacon here.
There's no brownstones here.
Brownstones come later.
How do you think Slaanesh will do into Death Guard? Without Blightspawn turning off fight first is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because it not only turns off charges, right? It also turns off...
It removes the rules of fight first, which is really good.
Fight first should get... They really shouldn't be nerfing fight first. It's already worse than fight last. You should reward people for actually having fight first.
It doesn't really nerf fight first, to be honest.
Well, you don't benefit from it.
But a lot of times that just means you get free interruptions, and that's not going to matter against the Death Guard army that isn't really charging you. You're charging it. So I just don't think it's going to matter too much in that match. I don't know. Slaanesh demons might actually just run Death Guard right over. Because they do hit very hard. They don't really rely on rerolls. They just rely on mass attacks that do a lot of damage. So, perhaps they could be a challenge for Death Guard. But also, Mortarion is a monster.
Oh, 60-90 Demonettes is probably pretty annoying for
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't have a great volume of attacks. No, we kind of do, though. Death Shroud Terminators do just throw out 30 attacks for absolutely no reason from 3 models. And they do have pistols that are d6 shots each. So, I don't want to say that Death Guard can't deal with the hordes. I just don't think that's particularly what they're built to do.
Yeah, you might have to really add a couple extra pieces in to do it specifically. Maybe more blow drones, because they're very good into hordes.
They're okay. 15 attacks hitting on 3s, no rerolls is 10 hits. Then they're good. It's 10 quality hits.
Yeah, minus 1 toughness.
10 quality hits doesn't kill 30 models.
No, but it doesn't die in return for sure.
No, yeah. Well, it can. Minus 1 damage against Mass Demonettes doesn't do anything. And you don't have that feeling of pain you used to, so you're just a Rhino.
Isn't it 12 wounds?
It's 9.
It's 9, okay.
It's 9.
I thought it was tougher.
Yeah, you're just a 9-1 Rhino with a 5-up in.
Yeah, if they pop the AP, you might actually...
Slaanesh demons are well suited because they're not relying on rerolls or multi-damage to actually get damage done. That's an interesting one.
Important question is Mephiston versus Morty in the lore. Who wins? Mephiston. He's the Lord of Death.
I'll put money on that right now. I'll put the closet on that. See, is he putting the closet
In the
on
lore. In the lore.
This isn't about the lore.
That's what the question was.
we are a competitively focused channel. There's no lore talk here. There's no Florians.
How does Richard feel Necrons playing to Death Guard build list would have Supreme Commanders? I think the warrior advantage is real. Like I said, Death Guard would really need to build specific tools to deal with 20 warriors.
Yeah, no, I can't kill 20 warriors in my current list. That's a real problem.
So they would just be OPSECing. I don't need to charge him. I just stand on the objectives.
Like I said, I'm at stage 1 with my Death Guard list, and while I think it'll dunk stop, see his Blood Angels and his White Scars, maybe I've gone too far in I Hate Space Marines pack camp and need to reevaluate the rest of the armies like Sisters and Necrons.
Maybe.
Because I think I have very bad matchups to both of those. At least in my current list, I gotta fix them. But first I want to put them on the table before I start fixing what's broken.
Yeah, definitely. Start with a baseline just like I did with the Necrons and the Silent King and work from there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dallinair, a new Art of War member. Really appreciate your support, getting access to the sub-badges, the emotes, early access to videos, as well as that weekly exclusive hobby and hangout on Wednesday.
Speaking of early access to videos, when is our Death Guard video gonna go up?
I'm hoping it's tomorrow. I haven't heard from Dom specifically about it, but he is working on it right now.
We made sure that we let him know that the members get early access?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Why did John leave? I was about to super chat how the pack is losing to the GOAT.
You can still super chat it. I will pass it right now.
We'll yell at him right now.
We'll get him right now. He's just in the other room doing who knows what.
I think he's on a client call, but we
we
can talk about how the Packers are going to lose, no problem.
I don't think so. I think he's sent up the stream room because we got that clinic at 4.
Okay.
And we kind of dismantled it.
Am I the only one who cannot use a palette or thin paints?
I mean, all it takes is a piece of cardboard. I will say that.
If Nick can do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly. I believe in you.
Piece
of cardboard and some dreams. Let's get Seeks more in a shot. Seeks needs to be in a shot more.
Came for the 40k talk, stayed for the paint palette. Yeah.
That's why we're here.
It's an eyesore, unfortunately.
It's excuse you. He's staying for it. This is like my face on the dice tray. People love that.
Goonhammer ran some math, and even a 5,550 point Warlord Titan will fail to one-shot Morty a third of the time. The Titans just aren't.
I mean, that doesn't speak anything besides how bad the Titans are.
Yeah, it really tells us how bad the Titans are. Which
I will say, a multi-melter Retributor squad is a couple 4-up invulns away from killing Morty in one shot. And that's 150 points. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
These things exist.
Gotta pop the cherubs.
Gotta pop the cherubs. Like, I could pass all my 4-ups. I could fail them all. That's 50-50.
I've seen it with the Silent King. It's just like, oh, I guess I don't
I've seen it with everything sisters do. Those multi-melter Retributors are the most polarizing unit on the face of the planet. I have shot them into Plasmid Scepters and killed one, which then healed and turned me off from the unit forever, and I have shot them into Plasmid Scepters and killed 5. And that's because 4-ups be like that.
You're not wrong.
It's just so much power, completely predicated on if your opponent pass saves or not. Like 40k, we like to have linear, granular things that, you know, even if it rolls bad, I'll still accomplish this. Yeah. Multi-melter Retributors are, did you roll an invul? Yes. Okay, 0 damage. Did you not roll an invul? 9 damage. Very polarizing kind of damage.
Yeah. Which is why top players shied away from that type of stuff for a while. But it's just
so powerful.
Cheap, and you have Miracle Dice.
It's like a grab bomb where like you just take it, which means it's a problem for Mortarion.
Mm-hmm. To deal with the new Mortarion, I'll use Wrath of Mars. I mean, Mars Admech still has a crazy volume of fire, and because they're in they'll have the Mars Canonical. They don't care as much about toughness 8 because everything will at least still be winning on 5s.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, they can do quite a bit of damage, but Mars has kind of fallen a little out of the meta, just because of the terrain density and how the missions play. But it's still very strong, obviously.
I think that a Mars Digi combo, like what Rickard Nielsen runs, is really good because you have the firepower to just kill stuff. But
the reason I'm not running that is because like I said just a little while ago, is Games Workshop's heading away from those mixed attachments. So he runs a single battalion that's mixed Mars and Styges, and he has like a Grey unit in there. So I don't think that's going to exist, so I don't want to put a lot of time into mastering a list like that. But
well, I mean, when you get a new AdMech book, by the time that doesn't exist, you'll have a million different toys to play with. So for now, I mean, do what AdMech can do.
Yeah.
That's my mindset on it. It's not like your book is on the horizon like Dark Eldar, where I can safely just not play Dark Eldar or Eldar for a little bit.
Yeah. I also really like having access to the Styges Canonical, though.
Yeah.
Just a turn of fallback and shoot. Without having to use that Warlord trait. Hey Sigs, will you give Tau a try, assuming that you can fall back and shoot up to twice with Monka? I am running that on Thursday into Mr. Nick Nanavati's Demons, which he's painting for. So Tau are going to be back on stream. We're going to see if they can do anything. I think they can do at least decent into Demons, because Demons don't have outrageous amounts of damage.
That's where Demons suffer. They move well. They move well enough, and they are tough enough, but their damage is non-existent.
Missing like 4 super chats.
We're not missing anything.
We're going so slow.
We are going so slow, Mr. Siegs. I get everybody.
I'm trying to get the main questions.
Why don't you get the super chats? Those are the main questions.
They just came up.
Well,
all right.
Okay.
This is a fast-going chat. We're popular, Nick.
All right. I want to make sure the people who are paying for our attention get our attention.
We got No Loyal is only toxic if your bloodline is weak. $5 super chat from Gundam. Nick, what runs through your veins?
Brown Magic.
Brown Magic, not No Loyal?
Not No Loyal.
Agrax Earthshade?
No Agrax Earthshade. Brown Magic.
What does John have? Drakenhof Nightshade?
I was trying to say something like heroic interventions, but I don't know how to turn that into a liquid.
Then we have from Prot40K, Canadian $5. As a Custodes player, I'm struggling to come up with a strong angle to take on new Death Guard / Morty. What do you think are good options for the Custodes? So, overall, I think Custodes play very similar to Death Guard. Extremely durable army, wants to control the middle of the board and the objectives. Isn't really based around killing, but can do a decent amount of killing when it wants to. So the thing for Custodes is they had a lot of mobility tricks, especially Tanglefoot, that helped slow down Death Guard and really mess with their charges and their movement. Now Death Guard actually ignore those rules, which is a huge buff for Death Guard, frankly. That was something that I didn't expect them to get, but is massive. You seen in the games that we played with AdMech into them with Seismic Bomb, just slowing them down, or Forests. So not having Tanglefoot be a big deal into Death Guard is rough for Custodes. However, as we're talking about, the damage for Death Guard isn't obscene. They're not just picking up units, especially with the defense of ignoring AP, transhuman, or...
They definitely lost all their explosive damage with the...
So, the Blight Grenade isn't going to come out and drop 30 mortal wounds on a Custodes unit. So it's really going to be about your positioning and how carefully you make the charges in there. You're going to have to do a lot of careful pile-ins, consolidates, and I probably still wouldn't try and kill Morty with Custodes, but kill the other stuff. And then use your teleport with the Vexilla Homer and that type of stuff. Maybe you do more Dreadhosts now, get some of those latest Dreadnoughts into reserve, and then bring them in the backfield of the Death Guard. They're just not dealing with those Dreadnoughts at that point.
Yeah.
A -1 Dreadnought, 4-up invuln, +1.
I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah, exactly.
The Death Guard aren't interested, at least the style of Death Guard list I'm building, is not interested in killing anybody. It's interested in scoring a lot of points, and if you try to stop it, it can kill you.
Yeah. So,
but if you're just on your own side table shooting last cannons at me, I can take that all day long.
So I definitely think that's going to be the route for Custodes, is try and use your board control elements more. The bikes did go down 10 points a model, so you might actually be running a squad of bikes, which would really help against Death Guard, for instance.
Yeah.
Blow away a unit of Poxwalkers and get onto distant objectives.
There's no blowing Poxwalkers.
Blowing them away.
There's no...
There were 2 keywords there.
No way.
All right. So thank you so much for that super chat. Adaptive Subroutines, welcome to an Art of War membership. We really appreciate your support. He's been around with us for a while now. Writes wonderful articles on his website, Adaptive Subroutines. Some great Necron content on there. I know also a fan of Death Guard as well, so definitely check him out.
The two armies play very similar.
Exactly, especially if you're running the Morty style, frankly. Mr. Weeb as well joins us in the Art of War membership. Thank you so much for your support and hilarious name. Right, Nick?
Yeah, Mr. Weeb.
Mr. Weeb. And then we have Matt with a 20-pound super chat. Let's see Drago carve his name into Morty's heart now. I definitely want to see that.
Drago's not going anywhere near Morty. This is another thing. Like, Morty is a demon still, which means all the stupid Grey Knight nonsense, like, you can't forget that exists.
Well, a lot of it's based on rerolls.
Well, that's true.
Does it turn off rerolls to hit and wound explicitly, or any reroll?
Hit and wound.
Okay, so it doesn't the reroll damages I would get against demons.
No.
Okay.
It also turns off aura abilities when 3 inches, though.
Grey Knights, with the amount of mortals that they can pump out, is actually serious now into Death Guard.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
They produce damage on mortals.
Make sure if you're taking Purifiers, you remember you do D6 smites.
Like, that's straight nerf. I used to get a 5 save from this, now I don't. Granted, I have an extra wound, but that's not really unique to Death Guard. That's a Space Marine thing.
But yeah, at the end of every month, we are doing the two highest totals of Super Chats in terms of amount donated. Both those people are going to get to choose a stream match. So I believe Gundam has a significant lead right now, but that second position is wide open.
And you know what? The night is still young. We're not even halfway through January.
No, we still got time.
We're totally at least halfway.
If you want to guarantee get Death Guard versus Grey Knights, you can make it happen. And I'd love to play that matchup.
Yeah.
Grey Knights are...
I would not.
legit.
Although apparently they can be defeated. I did it last week with White Scars.
Yeah, it was funny because Nick and I, after the game, were like, if any other army sat there, they would have just been obliterated.
Absolutely.
We've seen it.
I've experienced it.
And that list had the most firepower that I've put out so far with those Purifiers.
Yeah.
They were actually really impressive. We've also got Mr. Weeb. May I ask your Tau list is, Richard? Oh, and when will that Tau game be streamed? So absolutely, thank you so much for your super chat. The Tau game is going to be this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time on the YouTube channel. And that is me playing updated Tau into Mr. Nick Nanavati playing demons. Mm-hmm. So Nick's going to try out more of a board-controlled demon army, and he's going to try out the Plague Drones, which went down 5 points a model. Mm-hmm. They actually add a speed to demons that they typically don't have. And their multi-wound durability is still quite nice. Yep. So we'll see them on the table. And then for my Tau list, 100% Farsight Enclaves, I'm playing around with whether I want to run the Taunar plus stuff, or do I want to run just a crazy amount of stuff. Like all the Tetras in the world, the Piranhas, small units of Crisis Suits all over the board. Frankly, my thinking right now is if I was to write a Tau list for the meta, I would probably run the Taunar, and that's just because I don't think Tau have the tools to beat Sisters or Marines. And so if I'm not worried about those two matchups, the Taunar is actually very good into the rest of the meta, especially armies like Necrons. The Taunar obliterates 20 warriors with ease. So because it has blast on its number of shots went up on both arm cannons and the top gun, and it's all blast now. So it's like, oh, I got 80 shots into these Necron warriors. Why don't you just pick them up? So,
are you playing Taunar against me?
Yes.
Oh.
I actually think the Taunar is legitimate. It can't beat Sisters because Retributors just obliterate it, and that is unfortunate, but I don't think there's any Tau list we can come up with that's going to beat Sisters, the best Sisters list, for sure. So you might as well figure, if I'm going to bring Tau to a tournament, what do I do to get a winning record? And I think it's actually is the Taunar, frankly.
Unbelievable. I can't believe this is happening again.
Nick does love the Taunar. Am I wrong there? It is legitimate into almost every army besides the top
I don't want you to be right. That's different from are you wrong? That's the important part. Is you're not allowed.
It's not a right or wrong question.
It's morality. My hand is just green. Look at my hand.
Oh boy. So yeah, the rest of the list.
I don't care about the rest. This is Mr. Weebs.
That's the question I'm answering.
Good work.
Okay. So the rest of the list that's going to help the Taunar out is you get the Taunar is amazing because first of all it can it can move over models now, and it can also fall back and charge as well as fall back and shoot. So it's one of those Tau units that can't be shut down regardless if you have Monkar or not. But I'm also going to take the Airburst Crisis unit. Gives a little bit of counter assault because of the Farsight buffs you can stack on it, like doing the Mortals on the charge, and also full rerolls near a commander. And I am going to use that unit as my command and control node since the Taunar can't get any more. So they'll be able to reroll pretty much everything. I can spend 2 CP, give the target 5 marker lights. So those weapons are also blast. So excellent, once again, into armies like Necrons or 30 pink horrors. And then the rest of it, I'm probably going to have 1 to 2 units of regular Crisis body battle suits that have the flamers. Just a little bit of extra charge defense when I need it. I'm going to have some small breacher teams with the 5-up invuln from the Guardian Drone, and probably Farsight, if not an extra commander. I'm going to have as many Tetras as I can fit into the list, because I think Tetras are really, really good. They went down 5 points a model, and the weapon, instead of heavy 1, 3 marker lights, it's now 3 different shots. It's heavy 3. So it's less all or nothing with the Tetras, which I really like.
Yeah.
So that's gonna, the exact list will be posted pretty soon, but that's what I'm thinking about right now. Got Matt O with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. Love the Sisters games that have been on the stream. How do you think pure Death Guard lists compensate for losing access to Nurglings?
Well, they always not had access to Nurglings. Like, nothing has changed there. To get Nurglings, you'd still have to summon them, which is still just a viable option as always. Or, because the summoning rule is in Codex Demons, not in Death Guard. Or you take a different detachment. Or you actually ruin your Death Guard detachment by making it a Nurgle detachment, not a Death Guard detachment. So nothing has changed. Also, except Nurglings did go up in points. That was an FAQ thing. Honestly, Nurglings still provide a lot of value to Death Guard because they don't really have those cheap infiltrating units or screens, aside from Poxwalkers, who are really slow. So, to get some durable speed in there, especially OBSEC durable speed in there, or even just screens, summoning Nurglings or taking another detachment of Nurglings from a demon army could be really useful. I don't think it's 100% necessary. Like, infiltrators in general, cheap infiltrators are good, but not really make or break type of thing for most army types. So I think you make up for it by taking other fast units like bloat drones to kind of give you speed where you otherwise would have lost it. But Nurglings is still great for Death Guard. Not like 30, but like a couple units of 3. I could see it.
Yeah, just small stuff to start on the objectives. Give you a little bit of speed.
Yeah. I know.
Or to hold the back. Like, the other thing is
hold the backfield. Like, no one, Death Guard doesn't have anything that wants to sit in the backfield. 10 Poxwalkers, but like 10 Poxwalkers are also really easy to kill if anything tries to. So if you want something a degree more difficult to kill than 10 Poxwalkers, that's a job for 3 Nurglings. 20 Poxwalkers.
20 bucks. Yeah. Holding the backfield. How many? They're only 5 points a model.
5 points a model.
So it's not outrageous. That's a Marine.
When you look at a Poxwalker compared to a Grot, it's outrageous.
but think about it compared to Marines. It's just 100 points is sitting in the backfield. But you get 20 bodies strung across.
20 easy to kill bodies versus 5 hard to kill bodies. It really depends what your opponent's profile he's shooting with is.
Yeah, and what they have to actually get back there.
Yeah.
So not every army is trying to get in your backfield.
No. Well, most good armies are, to be honest. Yeah. At least with something to deploy a scrambler or engage an off-runner. Like, every good army has some sort of deep strikers at this point.
Sometimes it's not, like, amazing stuff, like Sisters.
No, yeah, it might just be, like,
Death Cult
5 Seraphim, some Death Cults or Zephyrim, but, like, Death Cults and Zephyrim... Maybe not Death Cults, but Zephyrim and Seraphim will bother Poxwalkers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They wouldn't bother 5 Intercessors. Maybe 5 Zephyrim would.
Yeah, well, with reroll wounds is great, and they got the +1 strength as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting in a 5 Zephyrim in my
Zephyrim are
army.
amazing.
Yeah, but generally speaking, that's kind of the lowest of the deep strikers. It's you're either taking like 50 points to just deploy a scrambler, like a Scion squad, 5 Seraphim, some Death Cults, or you take a real unit and then you try to get stuff done in the backfield. That's where Poxwalkers will not last. But you know, neither would most Intercessor squads, so not bad.
All right. So are the Grey Knights your favorite army to play right now? No, Necrons are my favorite to play right now, but I do actually genuinely enjoy Grey Knights. It's funny because very few people are running Grey Knights, and they're highly underestimated. You saw like Goonhammer, I think, ranked them in like tier 4 or something. And they ranked it based
absolutely crazy.
To be fair, they ranked it based on the data, which is not a lot of people are having success with Grey Knights.
I don't trust the data.
But the times we played them on stream, they almost tabled the White Scars and gave them an actual game, which White Scars have been dunking on armies.
Yeah.
And then they dunked on demons and also on the Custom Dynasty OBSEC Necron list. So that's a pretty darn good track record.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to get Grey Knights on there, and Nick is like, hold on a minute. This might actually
Hold
not
on
be
a minute. Let's
this
put
not-
someone besides Nick against the Grey Knights. That's all I'm trying to do. Go play John. Go play John's Grey Knight with your Grey Knights.
I'm happy to.
Yeah, I'm happy
I'll
to
play
also.
into
Get on the
Black
schedule right now.
I'll play into Black Templars.
All right.
But,
Put me in, coach. No Black Templars versus Orcs. If you think Black Templars are real, put me in.
Grey Knights
Centurion.
versus Orcs.
Grey Knights versus Orcs. Mark can have a field day.
This sounds like Nick will deploy the army on Pointy Dawn of War.
Mark's going to deploy the army on Point Down to War, then call out sick, and I'm playing that. I don't even want that on the schedule. That's too close to me.
But I think Grey Knights are just very underestimated because their shooting is insane. In 8th edition, there was a lot of powerful indirect fire across the game. In 9th edition, it's very few armies. There's full payload Manticores, Grey Knights with Astral Aim, and not a ton of other stuff that's taking advantage of like crazy indirect fire, right?
That's true. Yeah, no,
So-
the thing that makes Grey Knights so oppressive is that they have such an enormous volume of multi-damage shots, and a lot of people, the game has just gone up in wounds, so that multi-damage shot's got a lot more value. And then they have tremendously powerful indirect fire, so there is no real indirect fire in the game. They're pretty
And
much,
it's the mobility too, because I could just
Yeah.
teleport it up the field and be like, oh, I'm behind
It's-
you now.
and it used to be short ranged, but on the shorter table and the way 40k is played in 9th, getting like up in your grill and stuff, the short range doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like-
And you can take the chaplain for +6 if you really need
Like,
it.
I could have deployed outside of range with my White Scars against Siegs' Grey Knights, just not taking a single point of damage on turn 1 unless he gates forward like crazy. And that would have been awesome for staying alive, but I would have lost so much momentum as far as the mission's concerned that I probably would have lost the game doing that.
Yeah. You just can't start that far
I
back.
just can't. It's the corner.
It basically takes
George
away
Shop's
2 of
not
your
in my
turns.
corner.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
The corner is dead.
Corner's not dead. Corner's taking a little vacation. Corner will be back.
I hope they release a campaign update to the rules that's called Corner Camping, Nick Nanavati style. They got your face as a flamingo on
They
there.
gotta get my face as a flamingo on there. Put them on the objectives.
We got a $5 super chat from Gundam. Siegs Goonhammer rating Grey Knights at tier 4. To be fair, those are actually my very good friends on Goonhammer. I've written several articles for them. They're great, wonderful people. We've played games against some of their members as well.
They're just wrong about Grey Knights is all.
The data really... They based it off the data. It wasn't like they have experience playing Grey Knights.
They should
so.
have experience playing Grey Knights.
But
Everyone should
I
experience
definitely
this.
think... Frankly, Grey Knights are one of the best factions in the game. Like,
Yeah.
as a Necron player... If I had my Grey Knight list on the other side of the table, I would be extremely scared.
Yeah, remember that time I played Necrons and the Grey Knights and it lasted 5 seconds? I remember that.
Okay, but my army, frankly, luckily
sure.
isn't multi-damage.
Your
so-
army can be as good as it wants. Grey Knights are broken.
What do you want to play into next?
I'm not playing nothing in the Grey
We're
Knights.
playing into the Grey Knights again. Come on. Death Guard into Grey Knights.
Play the Talonard in the Grey Knights.
Grey Knights come to town.
I'm not playing any of this.
They obliterate.
Why is it always me and the Grey Knights? Why?
Draco loves you.
I don't care about Drago. I don't care about his feelings. It's a one-sided love affair.
Draco would let you hold his storm shield. That's how much he loves you.
He would not. He would hit me over the head with a storm shield. As I sit here painting 30 demons, you're like, Drago loves you.
Just to let you know, not everyone plays like Richard Siegler, which is totally fair. Like, to get to that Grey Knight list, if you watch, take this past like 5 months. Remember when I first started with the Grey Knights for
Yeah,
For 9th edition?
It was all easy. It was like,
Playing
we
some-
thought it was a bad army.
taking some, and we were taking like things like the Dread Knights, putting a lot of points in and things like that. But gradually, as I played more and more games, I came up with a different style that actually takes the most advantage of what Grey Knights do well. So I think they're in a really good place now.
We're now waiting for the wash to dry. Classic. Right
Classic.
back to
Well, this lets you have the chat.
Yeah, I can
All right,
manage
let me-
the chat here. Oh, you've all caught up. This is great.
Yeah, I've been doing work over here.
Siegs is doing work. He hasn't painted a Necron in 45 minutes.
I painted like 4 models in that time.
What do you guys want to hear about? You as the chat. You tell me. I will talk to you about whatever your heart desires, whether it's quantum physics or Necrons, Taunar, whatever it might be. I can...
How'd you enjoy the Taunar
I'm
sleeping in your room?
The chat doesn't need to know about the things that happened in my bedroom.
Nick lost a bed and the Taunar got to live on his dresser for a week.
Yeah, and then as soon as that week was done, I put that town right in the cupboard where Cheeks found it.
They tried to hide it in the closet, and then I put it on the mantle.
There's just a downer above our TV in the living room. Oh, we never set that TV up. I need you to help me with that.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
No problem.
When has the Grey Knights turned on, Nick? What? Oh, the Grey Knights haven't been my friends since 5th edition. That's, you know, how it's been a solid decade since then. What's the point of having tissue paper on the table if you're painting all over the desk anyway? It's a great question. I have turned the desk a little bit green. Luckily,
it's Nick's
desk. My desk.
See, I can do it because I'm a
There's
character.
nothing but black spots in the spot where you paint right here. It's just black garbage.
That was from the table already. When have I used
this table used to be the table in our living room that did not get painted on.
Okay, but I haven't been here.
You've been here for 2 weeks.
But I haven't been using black spots.
Yeah, that's what the truth is.
Anyway, I bet this comes off.
I'm sure it all comes. I don't care. This table is like $100, and it's now the paint stream table. This thing is gonna turn to a rainbow.
Especially over there. Nick knows.
I'm pretty sure Mark drilled holes into the back of it. I don't know what's happening in this table. What is a downer? I'll go get it.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
That's for the best.
All of a sudden, Nick's track record with holding things is not the best.
How do you feel about Cerberus Raiders? Cerberus Raiders are amazing. They are probably an auto-include for AdMech. You can honestly run them in 3-man units and just run them MSU, like 3 units of 3, and that's really strong. Really good screens, really good small light objective skirmishers. That's Siegler likes to use them. I've also liked the 5-mans because they're just that much harder to deal with and they can screen out a little bit better with more base size. The large units I haven't tried, but alright, this is the Taunar. This in all of its glory right here. This giant super tuner that's as big as my chest. That's the Taunar.
It's one of the most imposing models in the entire game. Also happens to live in Nick's dreams.
And killed Osherman in close combat.
When I had only 1 damage.
This gun right here. You don't even let me touch the gun.
No, you got look at your hands.
My hands are fine.
But yeah, he's an absolute monster. You're gonna get to see him on Thursday.
You're not gonna see nothing. I'm tailoring my list for him. What's his armor save? 6 up?
No, that's 3 up.
It's 3 up. Ours could actually do some damage to that. Proud of you, ours.
Aren't they strength 4?
Strength 4.
Because he's key.
Got +1 to wound spell. +1 to wound spell.
I'm gonna deny it with my commander. Don't worry.
So 90 shots would be like 50 something hits, 54 hits, give or take. Something like that. And then wounding on 5s, 18 wounds. We do 6 damage to the Taunar. 6 up Field Pain. We do 4 damage to the Taunar.
Doesn't have 6 up Field Pain anymore.
We would do 6 damage to the Taunar. That's not bad. How many wounds you got?
30?
6?
30.
Just 6. Yeah.
He's not the reanimator.
Alright, 5 turns of 6 damage. This is a dead Taunar out here.
And then I get this fire into you.
You don't shoot back.
And close combat.
You would kill. Fine. 30 hearts to the Taunar. I do 6 damage to the Taunar. Taunar shoots the hearts, kills 6 hearts. Acceptable
He
trade.
kills 60 R's.
60 hearts. You think he's going to kill 60
No,
hearts?
he won't kill 60, but...
You think he'll even kill 30? He won't kill 30.
What red is that? That is if you base coat Mephiston red and then use Evil Sun Scarlet as the highlight red. That's what it'll look like. And then the highlight color on the outskirts is the edge highlighting is Squig Orange.
Am I going to not be able to take while we stand we fight against you? That's a big part of this demon army. Boy.
What are your while we stand we fights? Is it the Fate Skimmer?
It's going to be Fate Weaver.
The Fate Skimmer. Get the chariot in there.
I'm thinking Fate Weaver. We might get the Great and Clean one again.
I mean, I don't just kill the Great and Clean one.
I mean, you might just kill the Great and Clean one.
He has 4 of Feeling Pain. That's no joke.
I don't trust this. Taunar is a scary man.
It is legit, and especially against Nick. He knows.
He knows. He knows he's playing against me. He's like, it's time to turn on. We show up like twice a year. We're gonna table Nick.
He's gonna kill Fate Weaver in combat. It's gonna be glorious. We got Matt with a £10 super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. As someone currently finally getting around right now to painting the Canoness with a Rod of Office from the Sister Starter kit at the moment, is there any place for her in an actual list?
I don't even know what the Rod of Office does.
All right, John.
Obscure Imperium rules coming out. Probably not, if I'm being honest. Not because I don't know what it is, but also because I don't know what it is. When I run Canonnesses, it's really because I want
John,
I want them to smash.
We
them
need you
up
to
in
tell us
close
about
combat.
sisters rules. We got a super chat from Matt here about the sisters from the sister canoness from the starter kit and the Rod of Office. Can you put that in an actual list? And it'd be good.
And it'd be good?
Yeah.
Yes. However, good is purely a support piece because it doesn't get any meaningful melee. It only gets access to a power sword if you take the Rod of Office, which can't be replaced with a relic. I do still like that in the context of certain lists where you really just want to maximize the reroll 1 Zora, because that is very good, again, if you're supporting something like Zephyrim, who tend to get a little bit away. And then you stack it with a +1 attack aura on the priest and give that priest the relic of +3 inches to range. Then you actually get something meaningful where you can have within 9 inches of multiple characters and be fully buffed with Zephyrim.
There you go.
So there is an actual place.
I mean, you could find a use for anything in Sisters. Sisters are a great book. Yeah. But if you're going to run a Canoness, I think you're better off running a Smash Canoness. And this replaces the Smash Canoness because you can only have a sword or this Rod of Office.
Yeah.
I think you'll get a lot better mileage out of a Smash Canoness than you will out of a reroll 1 sword that's 3 inches bigger.
It also depends on what kind of relics you're running, because I personally think that rerolling Miracle Dice and getting additional Miracle Dice is more important than having a Smash Canoness. So if the Canoness is the only character that can take those relics, you weren't going to get a Smash Canoness anyway. But once you start taking additional characters who can start taking those, the Smash Canoness becomes more valuable.
For sure. If we're talking Mono Sisters, you're not going to have a lack of places to put your relics, though, so you should.
That's probably true. But, you know what? I want to make that Canoness work, and I still have one, so we're going to paint it up eventually.
Also got more support here for Death Guard into Grey Knights.
Oh.
Can make it happen. We can definitely make it happen.
I am so... How much... Let's, get, a fund together, like a group of us that are all putting our money towards this to make sure it wins.
Nick just wants to play.
I'm not playing. I'll play the Grey Knights. That's the end of it. I won Nova Invitational with Grey Knights. I'm a long, die-hard Grey Knight player. I know all the lords.
Did you have any allies with your Grey Knights?
No.
Oh, look at you.
What was it? Is that 5th edition?
That's 5th edition. Hey, we're Latino Hots making callbacks. I can make callbacks. You know, I got all this right here. I got the memory of an elephant. That's Siegs. Remember everything. What was I doing?
What we do earlier. Only the most important stuff.
My favorite was when I was making dinner the other day, and I was making my chicken and broccoli because I'm trying to be healthy, sort of. And then I got the broccoli out, and I was like, what the hell was I going to eat with this? And it's just like right there.
Yeah, I was standing right there, so I was like, it might be the chicken. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, none of this Grey Knights versus Death Guard happening. Nick needs to not. I'm on a good streak right now. I just beat
Drago piercing the hard
I'm like 3-0 versus Siegs in our latest stream games. We should keep it there. Make it 4-0 maybe, but there's no Grey Knights coming back to put a 1 on that record, you know. 2021's been good to us. Let's keep being good back to it. No more Grey Knights.
Nick, you have lost one game this year.
Yeah, I have, but it wasn't to Siegs. It was to Mark by a point. That's fine.
You also lost to me.
And I've lost 2 games this year. That's fine.
He hasn't lost it all yet.
I literally was using specifically Siegs in the context here, since we were talking specifically about Grey Knights, and I don't think John or Mark are about to start playing Grey Knights. So, John coming out of nowhere with these shots and these accusations that have no application here. I'm not here for it. John, you're fired.
I just intervened on that conversation.
Yeah, I know.
Heroically.
Dishonorably. Imperial Gothic equal British English. I don't know what that means. That's some Sieg stuff right there.
Imperial Gothic?
Imperial Gothic.
Talking about language.
Language. You know what? We're going to base these dudes. Let me get that PvE glow Siegs.
Alright, 1 sec.
This is a good use of my time while I wait for watches to dry.
Gotta count on Nick to watch during the middle, the exact middle of the stream.
That's the best time to watch. Keep the workload to a minimum.
Super Gold?
The PVA glue. The giant glue thing. It's big, it's white, it's the drawer above you. That's not above. There we go.
This guy?
Yeah, above. Scenic glue. Scenic glue.
Oh,
Giant.
Matt James with it. Is it true you burn tea twice in a day, Nick?
I didn't burn tea. You can't burn tea. This is what happened. Our stove is strange. We just moved into this new home, and I'm not used to the appliances yet. So I put some tea in a pot, boiled the water, boiled the milk, did the thing that you do to make the chai tea, and I walked away for approximately 4 seconds. That's not an exaggeration. I didn't even walk away to a different room. I walked 3 feet from the counter, from the non-boiling water, to talk to John's girlfriend or something that was in the kitchen. And then I turn around because someone is screaming and the tea is all over the place. I'm like, how the hell did this even happen? So no problem. Clean it up, do the thing, whatever.
Round two.
Round two. Same exact thing happens. So literally I turn around, talk to like John's girlfriend for like 5 seconds. You're like 3 feet from the tea place. And then the tea is all over the counter again. And this was like, it wasn't bubbling. You know how like when you boil water, there's like 1 bubble, then there's 2 bubbles, and there's 3 bubbles, and then before you know it, there's a lot of bubbles. Well, this didn't do that. That went from no bubbles to we have a volcanic eruption of tea. So I don't know what's going on with our appliances, but I cannot be having this. Because then it happened again. I was like, I'm going to watch this thing like a hawk. You know, I'm not gonna, third time's the charm, right? Like, we can make some freaking tea. I've done this 1,000 times on my life. So we're there. It's Saturday morning now. No distractions. No John's girlfriend. No John. No, none of this. It's just me and the tea. It's Saturday morning. It's like 9 a.m. Sieg strolls in. The distractions start coming about. The distractions come into the kitchen. Sieg sees I'm making tea, and he starts making fun of me for making tea. Causing
I did not do
distractions. That. Yes, you did.
I did
There's no way I can make tea.
I liked your tea.
There's no way I can walk in this house and make tea without you making some snide remark about how I spill tea. You've made snide remarks about, oh, Nick's making tea again, better get the paper towels. Some crap like that definitely happened.
I don't think
100%. So that distracted me again. And then magically, some genie appeared out of nowhere. 3 seconds I'm distracted dealing with Siegs' nonsense, and the tea volcanically erupts again, all over the kitchen. So I'm done. I'm done with the tea. We're breaking up with the stove. I was going to cook rice and beans the other day. Also requires boiling water, and I literally chose not to because I'm afraid of our freaking stove. That's where we're at. Can I have the sand?
The sand or...
Oh, just give me some sand.
Alright. Time for Nick to get sand all over this place. But to answer the question before that I saw, yes, this is indeed a new place. So this is the first couple paint streams that we're doing here.
Yeah.
But there is a paint stream room instead of Nick's bedroom.
And it's wonderful. Truly, truly wonderful. Maybe no flamingos in the paint stream of the current, but... It's okay because there's no Siegs and John in my bedroom at all hours of the day. Siegs is like, you never leave me alone when I knock on his door twice a day to make sure that the work that needs to get done gets done. I'm like, yeah, you have an open door system with my bedroom, okay? I don't want to hear it.
I had work to do in there as well.
You had work to do.
It's my office.
It's your office.
I painted the silent.
I just happened to be a homeless man living in your office. You see what I deal with, people? This is the price of professional 40K-isms. You got Siegs just living in your bedroom. You got tea everywhere, and then you get yelled at for getting tea everywhere. It's horrible. This is no way to live. I haven't even had a single drop of food today.
Just buy canned tea, Nick.
I have also those little tea packets that are like super easy to just put in your hot water, and it's lovely. I have a little hot water maker, but sometimes I want the good stuff, and the good stuff requires some real effort, and the real effort is too much for me because apparently I don't know how to use a stove.
But it is actually good tea.
Thank you. Did you have some?
Yeah, remember?
No.
When you made dinner.
Oh. I didn't know if you actually had some.
Yeah, I had a whole cup of it.
Good. Yeah, I cooked dinner for these people, and this story isn't, oh, Nick put on a really nice show and made dinner for us. It's Nick spilled tea everywhere.
Now, to be fair, it was everywhere.
To be fair, it was a really nice dinner, and I put a whole thing together for you. You're welcome.
I almost got salmonella.
You didn't almost get nothing. I've eaten raw chicken. Nothing bad happens.
Nick testing the limits of robot behavior.
Can we tell them about the toilet paper the other day? We were in the kitchen. It was me, John, and Siegs. The kitchen, the common area where people cook things. And John just casually asks, hey, Nick, do you have any extra toilet paper? I'm kind of out of toilet paper. He's like, yeah, I got tons in my bathroom. Just go in there, under the sink, grab some toilet paper. And Siegs is like, what is going on here? And then I'm like, John is asking me for toilet paper. Presumably
That's not
because
the
he is entirely... I get John in here, he will confirm. This is entirely because John probably doesn't have toilet paper and he needs some toilet paper. And doesn't feel like going to the store right now because that's a lot to just... when you could ask your roommate for some toilet paper. And then Siegs was like dumbfounded. He's like, why would you ever ask for toilet paper?
No, that was not that.
John!
What the important context was, John was walking out of the stream room. I thought he was using the master bathroom, which was
out of commission.
Out of commission at the time. That's what I thought was happening. And I was like, did not want that to happen, obviously. That was a disaster. That was what I was thinking.
Okay. Well, I've told my rendition of what's happened. Siegs is going to tell his one rendition of what's happened.
I would like to go first.
You're going third. So
you're going third. We already said.
So, when Siegs was dumbfounded, as I put it, by you asking me for toilet paper the other day, how about just explain that interaction for us all?
So just
start from story. Tell the story of Siegs, of you asking for toilet paper and what Siegs' response was.
Okay. So I walked from outside because I was at my car, and I came back in and I was like, "Hey Nick, do you have any spare toilet paper?" The story of this is that I have toilet paper at the apartment we are currently moving out of, and I had just brought a carload back from the apartment, so I went to see if it was in the car, and it was not. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just see if I can snag a roll real quick. And I asked Mr. Nick, and Siegler stopped and looked at both of us, and he's like, what is going on?
Literally those were the words.
But exactly, with the exaggerated what is very important to the story. And I was like, well, I was just going to ask Nick if I could snag a roll of toilet paper. And I was like, you can probably figure out why. And, Nick took his guess, which was accurate, that I needed toilet paper. And Siegler's like, hold on, like, why do you need toilet paper? And I was like, honestly, I just don't have any right now, and I would like to have some. And Siegler's like, no way, like, you're put together.
Yeah,
you don't run out of
you're a
put
together person. I expect this from Nick. I don't expect this from John. I have 87 rolls of toilet paper.
That was a compliment to John.
I've got some toilet paper. It's at the apartment right now. It's not in the house we just moved into. And you know what?
You see, Siegs has very low expectations of me. Very high under-met expectations of John.
Under-met? Why are you... Come on, Nick.
You didn't have toilet paper. Those were his expectations of you, and you didn't meet them. That's all I'm saying.
And you don't have a Painted Harlequin army.
Yeah, we all know. We all have our set expectations for me. But
I'm gonna go make some tea.
Yeah, I already missed that one.
We told the whole thing.
So, there you have it, folks. I think Siegs' protocols for toilet paper are set to only work in the bathroom. Because where else would you use toilet paper but the bathroom? Siegs was in the kitchen. There's no bathroom protocols in order here. So the fact there was toilet paper being discussed in the kitchen, a very human behavior, was unfathomable to this robot. Because it just breaks protocols. That's my hypothesis.
Does it break the command protocols?
It breaks the command protocols. You were commanded to do toilet paper duties in the bathroom where toilet paper should be discussed. Not in the kitchen.
Excellent. All right, we got Mr. Wee with a $20 super chat. What's the price at the moment to request a game at the end of the month? I believe that Lyle is the number 2 slot. Gundam is probably over $100 so far.
Where does it say?
I have to count it up.
Oh.
I counted up the
last week. We need to get that displayed somehow. That way people can
actually, I think Stream Elements that I just logged in will tell us now. So I will check that after the stream.
We should check it right now so we can answer this question.
Okay.
He's clearly in the mood to donate to us. Thank you, Mr. Weeb. Siegs being lazy.
No, I didn't want to log in.
Well, that's what we gotta do. We're not messing around. We're doing our job.
Well, I don't know if it actually tells me or not.
Yeah. See.
I don't like doing things that aren't absolutely 100%.
Like command point rerolls.
I don't like using CPU reroll.
You like taking Deny the Witches. There's no 100% denial, but somehow it is.
When my commander's rolling, it's 100%.
Yeah, see, he knows. He makes bad decisions based on knowing he's going to roll them. That's what's happening here.
It's chance.
It's chance. Am I parry? 9-inch charges out of Deep Strike in the Sisters match? YOLO.
Alright, so we got the activity feed there. Revenue.
What are we looking at?
Top tippers. And it isn't displaying anybody. Excellent.
All right. Well, we'll get an answer to you. It's probably in the hundreds of dollars for total number of donations. Because remember, it's not just you pay us money and you get to get a stream match. It's an ongoing competition amongst all of you because we want to give back to our fans. So
at the end of the month, whoever donated the most in the overall total, those top 2 people will get to choose a stream match.
We are benevolent overlords. If we see you're in a bidding war and you're really making an honest effort for it, we'll give you both the win. You know.
Yeah, we did that last month. We did 3 games.
We did 3 games.
But I believe Gundam is over 100, and Lyle was around like 60 to 70. Last I checked.
Mm-hmm.
But any matchup, it could be you want to see these top 2 competitive armies like Death Guard and Necrons go after each other, or Death Guard and Grey Knights.
Certainly not Nick into Grey Knights.
Nick into Grey Knights.
Also not Nick into Town Hall. These are the rules of the stream.
And then it could be like 2 lists that you and your friends play that you want to see go after each other, or just 2 lists you typically don't get to see on stream games and see how we do with them.
Yeah.
So and you can pick whoever you want to play the games.
Especially not Nick into Grey Knights or Nick into Town Hall. Don't pick that.
Nick into Grey Knights is one of my favorites.
It's just a meme. I'm always the meme. Sometimes Mark's the meme.
You got the best Grey Knight practice in the world. Something for that.
I get shot the best in the world. It's awesome. I don't know, world-class target practice.
Last season, Nick thought I would only play shooting armies.
I still think you only play shooting armies.
Play Blood Angels.
With guns.
It's kind of 9th edition. Kind of needs some guns. If you can't clear screens, you're going to have some trouble.
Screens are overrated. Just let them screen you. Be screened. I like my tea plain and unsweetened. Real tea people drink tea pure and unsweetened. Well, that's just false. You're just wrong. I mean, we're not even talking about unsweet tea or iced tea. We're talking about the realm of chais. You're not even in the same tea hemisphere as me right now. You just get yourself checked.
The tea hemisphere?
Conman Chronicles. Your name is literally Conman Chronicles. Why would I believe you?
So you're an expert on tea?
I'm an expert on conmans. I can spot a conman a mile away when he puts it in his title.
Could be a different kind of con.
Milk and tea is why you lost world domination. Milk and tea is a chai tea staple. I don't usually milk and tea. Like if I'm doing the hot tea bags with some jade citrus, there's no milk in there. But the chai wants the milk. It's not really a tea. It's more like a dessert tea. But it's delicious.
Look at all these warriors.
Can I have my... Where does the thing that I put on top of the sand go?
You didn't give it to me.
You are the knower of things. If I can't summon you...
It's on the floor for sure.
If I can't summon you for useless knowledge, what the hell
If it's not on the floor, I'm shocked.
It's not on the floor. Be shocked. That's right.
Is it on the other side of that container?
No.
Yep.
This is why we have Siegs. He knows the things.
I know where Nick puts things. Never really should be.
Never really should be. You know, for my entire life growing up at home, my dad always tried to get me to put stuff where it's supposed to go. This is your problem now.
I'm doing a darn good job.
You're not doing nothing.
I'm doing some work.
Where are my keys?
If LVO is tomorrow, which army would you both be bringing? I would be bringing Necrons.
I'd be bringing Sisters. I feel really good about Sisters right now.
Yeah.
I would probably...
No Harlequins or White Scars.
White Scars are broken. Maybe I'd just play White Scars, honestly, and actually, if I'm trying to win LVO, just play White Scars and get it done. But I'm enjoying Sisters the most of all my armies, and I think Sisters are the best of all my armies that I typically play. I don't typically play White Scars. I just play them here and there as a flirtation. But maybe if LVO was coming up, like 2 months from now, I would just make the hard choice. Like, I'm either going to play Sisters or I'm going to play White Scars. And I want to pick one today. I'm just going to play it for 2 months. That's how I would
just
actually
master
do
it.
That's how I would do it. Like, if LVO didn't get canceled, I'd be balls deep in one of those 2 armies.
Gellerpox versus the Elucidity and Star Striders. Those are from a Kill Team box.
Yeah.
Nick's Nids into Richard's Grey Knights. You could make it happen.
You could make me deploy an army, just take it right off the table, score 6 points, and call it an awesome 3 hours.
How quickly do you think you could table a Tyranid army with Grey Knights? It's like,
how
turns?
Am I trying to make a Tyranid army that's balanced and trying to do stuff? Because that's 2 turns. And when I'm trying to make a Tyranid army to survive Grey Knights, I could last till turn 5.
Yeah. Get your Pyrovores and
Deep
Deep Strike.
Get your Pyrovores and Deep Strike.
Matt O with another $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. Nick, have you tried the multi-melta immolators at all?
I haven't yet. Oh my God, Mr. Weeb. I haven't tried the multi-melta immolators just because I really like having different range profiles in Sisters, and there's just so much multi-meltas at 24 inches already. I think having some play at 36, and heavy filters aren't bad. Like, having some play at 36 is pretty important.
And Mr. Weave with a $100 super chat. Thank you so much. He wants the town, Nick. It's going to keep happening. Almost certainly into you. I will happily keep playing Tau for you.
And your generous donation is spectacular, and we love you for
30,000 points of Tau.
30,000 points of Tau.
I don't have every single Tau model. So.
You could have chosen from any army. Tau, not Tau. Eldar, Dark Eldar, Space Marines, all the 75 flavors of Space Marines. 65 Chaos Scouts to choose from. Then we got Tyranids, Gene Stealer, Cult. Who even knows what orcs are doing? You could do any of those, and you picked, I'm going to over-invest in Tau. I'm going to spend who knows how much time and money collecting 30,000 points of Tau. You're like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm sure it is his favorite army. I want to know why. I'm not even berating you. It might come off that way because I'm personally offended, but I really do genuinely want to know why you like Tau.
I have bad touched Nick so many times with Tau. This is just a reflection. It stopped Nick from winning both Atlanta Pro Tabletop and Warzone Atlanta.
I just
and SoCal Open.
I just need to know why the Tau.
Nick's entire last season was ruined by Tau.
I'm going to be playing the Tau by the end of this.
But yeah, whatever you want to see for the Tau, I will happily make it happen. I don't have every single model, but I can get pretty much anything. Like,
what do you not have?
Like the Manta, some of the Forge World Flyers that are garbage.
Yeah, we have everything.
I have almost all the battle suits, the infantry, even the tanks. I have the tanks.
I promise. He's got like 4 sets of 9 crisis suits. Because every time he needed a different weapon, it wasn't magnets. It wasn't let's see this. It's let's buy 9 more crisis suits.
To be fair, I had them all because I had all the start collecting.
We packed up the stream. We were trying to organize the stream classes like all the other models that we just have and try to inventory them a little bit. There were just boxes of commanders and crisis suits with all sorts of weapons. And Sieg just threw them into a box and was like, well, this is commander number 86,000. We don't need him. Crisis suits of flamers? Garbage. That's what happened yesterday.
I have a lot of crisis suits.
I also found 30 more horrors. That's where these came from. Like I've been trying to inventory our stuff for months, and we finally had John found.
The Tau mirror matchup between you and I.
No, when there's no Tau mirror matchups happening, there's nothing of that sort happening.
God.
If you really wanted to donate this much, so you can make it happen. But I strongly implore you to not really want it.
Let me play Death Guard and Tau into Death Guard.
Yeah, why don't we warp fire some of your Tau stuff? Why if only my stuff gets warp fired?
I warp fired a ton of stuff. Where do you think I got all this Necron?
The Flamer Crisis suits, they can go. I promise.
They're going to go right into burning your Death Guard.
They're going to go into warp fire, and then you can buy even more crisis suits and give them flamers. But we're going to warp fire.
Nick has been
drawing conventions from the other room. That's what he does.
Grey Knight's got Nick shook. Yeah.
Nothing has me shook.
Between Grey Knights and Tau,
I'm like undefeated against you in all time. I've never lost. It's perfect.
Just don't count last year.
Last year didn't happen.
Or the year before. If you take away those 2 years, you're golden.
Just focus on the last 3 games. Big sample size.
Oh man. So Nick was playing White Scars before they were broken. Can we start calling him the Meta Prophet?
Dude, 6 months ahead, all of my predictions. What was I doing 6 months ago? I was playing White Scars, now they're broken. What am I doing now? I'm trying to... No, I did something the other day that was like ahead of its time.
The Elder. The Dire Avengers.
The Dire Avengers, ahead of its time, that's right. See, 6 months before they were good, I was like, these are good, and now they're good. See, if I say something's good when it's not good, buy it then, it'll be good in 6 months. I'm like Nostradamus over here. Nickstradamus. That's my name.
Dark Elder versus Grey Knights.
Nickstradamus.
People want more Dark Elder versus Grey Knights.
But do people want Nickstradamus?
Nickstradamus? No, absolutely not.
Gone to $101.
Oh my god.
Custodes over Tau. The best part was Nick saying, you have a choice. Why are you playing Tau? This is awesome. See, I need to come on the paint stream more. I come on the paint stream. Look, we get all the fun stuff happens.
Thank you so
much.
John
Siegs get on the paint stream. Business as usual. Let's talk about the heroic interventions and the Necron Warriors. I come in here. We talk about Tau. We talk about T. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We make more money. You guys are great. We'll play whatever you want. Custodes versus Tau. I'll happily play the Custodes.
Thank you so much, Gundam. We really appreciate you. Both you and Mr. Weeb are amazing supporters.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
And Custodes versus Tau, that would be a really tough matchup for Tau.
Absolutely. That's why I'll play it.
Ignoring AP 1 and 2 is just so brutal for Tau.
Yeah. We should do that one.
Let's do the Tau versus Tyranids.
We do need to. Oh man, Mr. Weeb, look at my name. I just love how they looked at the bluff so good. I really appreciate all the entertainment you give me at work. Mr. Weeb, that's what we're here for. We're here to get you through your workday because you're getting us through ours. This is our workday.
Yeah, and we're always excited to talk about Tau. Right, Nick?
Yeah.
Commander Farsight is making an appearance against Fateweaver this very Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. He's going to sight down Fateweaver.
Yeah, definitely.
He only has 4 attacks, but he's going to do it.
As long as I don't get punched to death by the town art. That's the ultimate embarrassment. That's why I dropped Ajmerman. I was like, you got murdered by a town. Not out of commission. You died. Like, you're not allowed.
Just completely stomped.
You're on the bottom of his shoe. And now there's dire Rangers without Ajmerman.
It's called crushing feet for a reason.
That's it. It's morally broken. I am not running Ajmerman anymore. Is Tambe come back with fall back and shoot?
I mean,
it's the right direction, right?
It helps.
It
doesn't
helps.
hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Is Tal going to start beating White Scars? No, they're not. But
I don't think
they
can beat Sisters of White Scars.
They are definitely better off than they were last
but
week.
It helps them into those factions that are closer to Tau, like GSC or Tyranids.
Yeah.
Even Orcs.
Please don't play Town Art versus Fateweaver. You're going to make Dead Souls sad. Don't make Dead Souls sad.
Oh, the Town Art's already coming. I mean,
Fateweaver's been coming for 6 months. You can change your army. I can't. Run the Crute army. We've talked about.
I don't have the Crute army.
I thought you had everything besides the Manta.
I don't.
Stupid 4.
I have Vespid.
Well, then put the Vespid on the board.
I love Tau, but I think the comeback will only really accompany their codex. Quite possibly. I would hope that completely reinvigorates them, but maybe, they'll do a little update. Maybe we'll get in another couple months another faction update or a game-wide update that helps Tau. Because for now, they just need some points decreases if they allow Monka to fall back and shoot. If they just had some reasonable decreases, Tau aren't horrific. It's just nothing really needed to go up, unfortunately, and it did quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a commander. It's like 180 points.
This wasn't Tau's time to get a new book or a new FAQ. This was just let's help him out a little bit with some fallback and shoot. Make drones cost more. We gotta nerf drones.
You gotta keep nerfing drones. Somehow Nick is he must be texting all the bad.
Gotta get my brain on the phone. Siegs has really been dunking me with the Tau lately. We gotta do something about this.
Might actually cry when the Town Art one-shots Fateweaver on turn 1. Fateweaver is only 16 wounds, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Fateweaver can hide.
That's right, he can hide.
He can hide.
He's gonna hide all
He's
day.
gonna hide that game. He's gonna let the Crisis.
You think I'm gonna lose Fateweaver in his debut? First time in like 5 years I played Fateweaver. You think I'm gonna get killed by the Town Art? Not a chance. He's gonna start the game in reserve. Deep Strike behind a ruin.
Is the answer to basically every "what would you play if LVO was tomorrow" question basically the thing that I have the most reps with recently? If it was tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, if it was tomorrow...
You really do need the reps.
Oh, honestly, do you? You'll know White Scars.
Well, I mean, would you actually bring Death Guard?
No, I wouldn't bring Death Guard. I'd be between Sisters and White Scars. I think White Scars are better than Sisters, but I think I'm better at Sisters than I am at White Scars. But I also don't think I'm incompetent with White Scars at all. I just don't think I'm like 100% of the way there like John is. I'm like 90% of the way there.
Yeah, so you have to play John in the mirror matchup.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Like, if I play White Scars, is 90% good enough with White Scars... capable of beating 100% good enough with White Scars? It probably is, because really, what is the difference? But, you don't know what you don't know.
It's reps, it's the little positioning.
It's those little positioning things, the things I don't think about because it's not even on my radar.
Yeah. I feel like Games Workshop are just nerfing the late 2018 meta. Honestly, I was surprised at some of those changes, but...
Yeah, you gotta nerf the drones.
You gotta nerf it.
I think we should dip out a little bit.
We do have a call, Nick and I, so we're going to head out for now. However, if you joined us as a member or want to join us as a member, on Wednesday we do a second Hangout Hobby for the week, and that is for members only. 1 p.m. Eastern Time as well, and you can always go back and watch these after the fact if you are a member.
Mm-hmm.
So really appreciate everybody's really, really generous
Very
support
generous
today.
I got to paint stream more often.
Nick cannot wait to play against Tau again.
No, I can wait.
We
could wait.
So
it'll still happen Thursday, but we could wait.
We're going to make it happen. But thanks everybody again. And we will see you tomorrow for our stream game, Blood Angels, into the brand new Death Guard list that Nick is
super hyped.
Mortarion.
Got Mortarion in the table, chopping Siegs up like butter. It's going to be a great day.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And we are going to sign off.